Hello everyone, good morning and welcome back to another review video. I'm Talon from the Airsoft Headquarters and I did my intro a little differently. I don't know why. But I am bringing you the review video of the Wolverine Modular Training Weapon, or the MTW as the acronym. Now, back before the MTW platform was released, Brady and myself were able to go down to Wolverine down in Tennessee, I believe it's Tennessee, and be a part of their training program for the MTW. So Brady and I are both certified technicians, Christian by Wolverine themselves, trained by Rich himself, and this is the platform that we worked on. This is the one that we personally assembled, and we ultimately built to look like a Mark 18 platform. Pretty much is the look that we were going for. Now, a couple differences with these guys is that these were, I believe, manufactured by Wolverine at the time. So there's no serial numbers and there's no trades on the side of the receiver. So we just got everything that's kind of a pre-production. This is not the finished style, if I remember correctly. Wolverine did eventually make a couple changes to their receivers themselves. So this is not exactly one-to-one to what is currently on the market. I mean, obviously we changed it somewhat, but even when we got it in parts and pieces, it's not exactly what is available on the market right now. What is most amazing or most unique about the MTW platform is that it is out of the box going to be one of the most well-built and one of the most robust HPA systems that you can possibly ask for. If you've watched any of the Wolverine videos, there is one video specifically where Rich and someone else on his staff were doing a stress test on the MTW bodies. And they were doing quite a couple things. And eventually they had to take, like, I think it was 120 pounds and just bash it between two cinder blocks in order to get the receiver to snap. And so they eventually broke it, but they had to do a lot of work in order to actually get it to physically break. So very, very well built. The upper and lower are both going to be hard coat anodized, just like what you're going to see on real steel receivers. With any sort of HPA system, there is going to be a fire control unit as well as a trigger board. There are a lot of options directly out of the box in order to customize and make this unique. So out of the box, you're able to do a empty mag detection system by using the Wolverine magazines for the MTW. If you run out of BBs, the trigger board is going to recognize that there's no BBs in the chamber, and then it imitates the bolt being cycled back. So then you would drop the magazine, put a fresh one in, and you would have to hit the bolt release on the side right here in order to re-engage the imitation bolt in order to keep firing. You can obviously take that off. We do not run this with that empty mag detection system. You can also do your fire selection. I believe out of the box they are going to come with safe, semi, and full auto. You can change the rate of fire, obviously, to something much faster. We instead went with safe, semi, and 3-round burst. And we set our 3-round burst pretty long. Another thing directly out of the box is that the triggers, a lot of people don't realize that these are adjustable. So you can go even tighter or you can go even looser depending on what your preferences are. We kind of went with a middle ground to where there's a little bit of length before you can engage the trigger system. So we're not spamming the triggers like some players. You know who you are. If you go through Wolverine specifically and you try to build the MTW platform for yourself, you can adjust the different barrel lengths, you can get different rail lengths, you can also select different stock options as well as different HPA engine systems. So you can go between a Gen 2 Inferno or the Reaper. You can also select, as replacement of the regular buffer tube, you can go with the Aero stock, which takes a HPA tank, or you can get the CO2 model, which takes the 12-gram CO2 canisters, or you can get the Quake recoil stock, which is still in production. They have not released that for the MTW system, but the Quake is available for any sort of regular AEG body that you want to put a recoil buffer tube on from Wolverine. So being an HPA system, the velocity is adjusted through the regulator, which is going to be on any size tank that you would have. Now, because the MTW is borrowed between Carl, Brady, and myself, we all prefer our own different types of regulators, so we're not all quite consistent with the dwell setting, which is going to be set in conjunction to your velocity. So we have our dwell setting to be a little overpowered, but with all of our different regulators, we're able to individually adjust our regulators to the desired velocity, and we can just play. It is always suggested that you set the dwell after you set your velocity in order to maximize your air efficiency, so you're not dumping too much air through the inner barrel and you're pretty much wasting air. However, we're just a little too lazy if we're going to grab the rifle and go to just some pickup game, so we'll just adjust the regulator so we can get to the correct velocity. It depends on the situation. If we're going to a larger event, then we'll set the dwell correctly because we're going to be out there for several hours, but for a regular pickup game, we don't care about it. So out of the box, the Wolverine MTW is going to have a proprietary type of hop-up unit. However, aftermarket, you can get rotary style hop-up units that will fit within the MTW. Type of hop-up units that will not fit are going to be the sidewind of hop-up units, just like the one shown right here. Also, anything aftermarket that you would possibly want to do as far as customization. No, so the buffer tube is going to be threaded for real steel buffer tube sizes. The front of the upper receiver is going to be threaded for mil-spec or airsoft rail systems. You can put real steel parts such as the trigger or the grip or I believe the magazine release. However, you do have to do a little bit of modification in order to make it fit properly. The outer barrel as well is also going to be a proprietary type of barrel system. So you can't get anything that is going to be an AEG and definitely not something that's going to be real steel based. In my opinion, as well as lots of other reviews that I have seen on the internet, using a little bit of that Google research, that Google know-how, overall the MTW is going to be the perfect out-of-the-box HPA platform, already built and ready to go directly out of the box. One of the biggest reasons for this is with Wolverine's engineering type of mind process or thought process. The biggest part of the MTW that has been engineered with Wolverine staff is that the upper receiver is built in order to be perfectly in line in order to get the most consistency shot per shot. And I can show that to you in just 1 second. Now with the MTW, it has been designed in order to fit the HPA engine, the hop-up unit, and the nozzle all in perfect alignment. A lot of other HPA systems that are built already into AEG bodies have a little bit of inconsistency when you're trying to align the barrel to the gearbox that is already preset. So you are going to get a little bit inconsistency with an AEG. With the MTW, that has been almost completely negated. So this is going to offer you the best consistency shot per shot in order to minimize the amount of incorrect hop-up or inconsistent hop-up, as well as shot per shot velocity. So kudos on Wolverine in order to engineer that, and you know, this goes to show their commitment to the airsoft community, being able to machine something themselves in-house, as well as committing to the platform itself. I'm a huge fan of Wolverine as a HPA company. I've owned several of their systems. I know they're a favorite here at the store. We also do have other brands of HPA, however, we more than often go with Wolverine as the go-to. And we absolutely love the MTW as a base platform. And so we absolutely love the MTW as a base platform, and we would 100% recommend it to anyone that's looking to go HPA. It is a little bit pricey. You are going to be looking about $800. However, something to keep in mind, other systems that are going to be on the market as far as a already pre-built HPA system are not going to be as cost effective or nearly as robust and just overall well built as the MTW system is going to be. So don't take my word for it. Go ahead and look at all the other reviews on the internet about the Wolverine MTW and just how much they love it. So if you guys do have any further questions for me, you can put your comments in the comment section below. You can also reach out to me on Facebook Messenger. I'm the one that is in contact there. If you really want to, you can message the Airsoft Arena, which Carl has access to, or you can stop into the store and we can have a conversation about HPA systems overall. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys when I see you next.